Did you or your company make a profit from promoting those products? You have 30 seconds.
I never sold weight loss products as described in those commercials. It's a television show, like this is a television show, so people can run commercials on the shows, and that's a perfectly appropriate and very transparent process. I ruffled a lot of feathers on my show because I told people the truth, and I'm proud of that. I'll do the exact same thing as a U.S. senator.
No, see, that was a very slick response. He just kept talking and it was super smooth and it was a complete set of nasty, nasty lies. But it was smoothly delivered. The fact that he for many years pushed whatever berry or twig or whatever was popular that supposedly will allow people to drop 60 pounds in a month without any exercise. Don't focus on that. Focus on the fact that he ruffled feathers. Don't focus on the specific claims of a complete abdication of any ethical responsibilities he has as a doctor. Focus on vague stuff, like the fact that he ruffled feathers or something. No, he lied to people about berries and about shakes and about pills and all that stuff. And not in all those cases did he necessarily make any direct money from the sale of those pills, but that's hardly the only way one can profit. If he gets people to watch his show for years by promising them these miraculous results, and they watch his show, he gets paid for that. He doesn't have to get paid directly for the pills. And one would argue, I think, quite fairly, that if you're getting people to take these things and they're not getting better, in fact, they're avoiding potentially really going to a doctor or really starting to exercise, then the damage is just as real, whether you directly profited per pill or not. But it went beyond just the advertisements. He, on his show, warned parents that apple juice contained unsafe levels of arsenic, which the FDA called irresponsible and misleading, obviously. In 2013, he warned women that carrying cell phones in their bras could cause breast cancer. That's not based on anything. I don't know, maybe a 4chan post, who knows? In 2014, the British Medical Journal analyzed 80 recommendations from his show and concluded that fewer than half were supported by evidence. And that most significantly went beyond just fruit-based juices into things like promoting chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine in more than 25 different appearances over just 2 months in the early stages of the pandemic. Now, he eventually stopped that once it showed that people who took these treatments are actually more likely to die from COVID than those who didn't. But he used it as an opportunity to get on TV, to sell his books, to get people to watch his stuff. He was willing to give people advice that he had no idea whether it was accurate or not, using the guise of being a doctor as effectively, it's the same. He would put a stethoscope around his neck in the same way that Herschel Walker would hold up a fake badge. It meant nothing to them, but it gives like sort of an aura of like authority or responsibility or something, JR. And that is very much a thing that should influence someone's choice of who to vote for in this race.
Very quickly, very simply, this is the thing. If there's somebody who shows their backgrounds, why do we talk about people's backgrounds so much in politics? It's because you maybe want to get an insight on who they are and how they approach situations. Maybe their moral compass. Maybe what they might do in the future. Because there's always, and it happens with both parties, both major parties. You may elect someone and go, damn it, that guy's nothing like what I thought. He doesn't follow any of the policies I want. Conservatives complain about this just like Democrats do. So they didn't do any of the policies doing. He fooled us. He tricked us. He said the things that we want to hear. Then he did the opposite. Some people were worried about that when it came to Dr. Oz earlier on. They're like, he's a Democrat, right? In the primaries. But now it's all on board. So if we're looking to people's past and the fact that he had this litany of things that he was willing to lie about for money and influence and more power and recognition, why wouldn't he do the same in office? That's the reason why we talk about this stuff.
Yeah, look, we know that virtually every politician is going to have a tenuous relationship with the truth. Why would you choose someone whose career was made on lying, like very specifically? And I get that that's in vogue. I mean, they did after all choose Trump in 2016, but I think there might be a better way.
Not lying will get you kicked out of the party. And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah. Trump was complaining to Blake Masters that he didn't tell enough big lies in his debate.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.